This is a real iPhone 16 Pro Max, and this is a fake iPhone 16 Pro Max, and this is a camera test. Alright, starting us off strong with the action mode test. We're putting them both in the landscape mode with the camera, and on the real iPhone we're enabling action mode, and we're running down this parking lot to see just how good the stabilization is on both of the phones, where the fake costs 1/10 of the price of the real iPhone. As we see, the footage on the fake is quite a bit shakier because it does not have the action mode that the real one does, and it's not quite as pleasing to look at as the original. The colors, on the other hand, do look pretty good. It does maybe look a little overexposed on the clouds, but overall, not bad. No action mode though. All right, the next thing we're taking a look at is the zoom test to see which of the two phones has the best zoom. So we're starting with the iPhone right here. As we can see, the smooth zooming in between the cameras, and we have very good definition of the mountain right there. We can see the trees and everything, and it zooms out very quick. Whereas with the fake, we see it kind of jumps through the camera modules pretty jumpily and not very clean. It says 25 times zoom, but it's not quite as zoomed in as the original, and the quality I don't believe is quite as good. Let's check the two. All right, so the fake's on the right, the real's on the left, and the real one looks way better, way more smooth. The fake, you can't even make the details of the trees out, where the original you can. All right, moving on to the macro test. We're gonna be testing how well I can take a picture of this little green plant we have right here. The macro mode on the iPhone is actually really good, and I've been very impressed with its performance lately. But we have the two phones, we're putting them side by side. The fake one has a hard time focusing, if you can tell right there, but we'll bring them both back and take a look at the results we are getting. And it looks like the original can zoom in quite a bit more, and it's quite a bit more detailed, where the fake, it can't quite get to that same macro level as the original. And here are the official pictures up close. As you can see, the details much better on the original than the fake. All right, moving on to our photo zoom test. Luckily, this enables the 25 times zoom on the photos. This is the iPhone. It's super smooth on the zooming on all the way to the max zoom, and we're just looking at this ladder right here on the top of this building, taking a nice picture, looking at this little UFO looking thing at the top. Now for the fake, as you can tell, the action button is kind of a little more finicky, and the buttons itself are just kind of not quite as good. But we're gonna try to zoom into the same spot and see if we can get the same type of results. And we're having a hard time flipping through the buttons because they're just really weird. So we end up just using the action button, which actually does work on the fake, but that's as far as we can get. These are the results. One is a lot more zoomed in, and the fake not quite as zoomed in also, but the quality does look decent on both of them. All right, on this next part, I'm comparing both cameras side by side in the same exact fashion. And so I've done shorts like this in the past, and they've done pretty well on TikTok and Instagram, but I'm basically just recording myself, and I switch the cameras around so we can use all the different cameras that are available on both phones, even though one of them has a bunch of fake cameras, but that's okay. And so yeah, those were the results that we got. Let's check it out right now. On the real iPhone 16 Pro Max and on the fake iPhone 16 Pro Max, and this is the kind of quality you can expect from them. Got our camera there on the side too. This is the quality, we can compare them side by side. This is our 1X camera, and this is kind of quality you can expect from them. We got the real on the right and the fake on the left, and yeah, hopefully the quality is pretty good. Let's check the other zoom lenses. Okay, now we have the 5 times wide angle, or the 0.5 wide angle lens, and this is the kind of quality you can expect from the real and then the fake. Hopefully it's not too crazy. Now we've got our 2 times lens, and this is the kind of quality you can expect. I don't know if the fake is even doing anything, if it looks even different at all, but yeah. All right. And now we're on the 5 times zoom lens, and this is the quality you can expect. I don't know if you can see me, hopefully. Moving on to another macro test. This one has been one of my favorite ones that I've done in the past, and this is when we look at the actual watch and try to get a super up close shot with the macro on the iPhone. With this new macro mode, you can get really good detail, as we can see in that photo, and then we can even go super macro with the wide angle lens, and it's almost touching the glass, and you can still make out all of that quality. It still focuses, so that's super amazing. Like once we zoom in right here, wow, you can see all of the brush dial, and the crazy part to me is you can see the letters, and you can make out the imperfections in the painting on the dial, which is insane. All right, moving on to our clone here. Obviously we're back to not as good a quality, but has a really hard time focusing on the actual watch. It, for some reason, just really struggles, and it can't really go very close like the original. And so I'm trying my best to make it work, but obviously it's getting a little goofy and it's not working exactly the way I want it to. So I'm just trying, focus, please. Can you focus this stupid camera? And I am able to get some pictures eventually, but it does take quite a bit longer than I thought. And the quality, let's take a look here. All right, so the original, you can zoom in way more and the quality is much higher. As for the other one too, wow, the quality is just way different. All right, now we're gonna do one more macro test, and this one is much more lit up, so I think that the quality will be able to be different on the clone, that it can be a lot better. So we'll see how that turns out. Ooh, the reel looks really interesting. I really like the texture of the plant. But checking out the fake, it looks like we are able to focus pretty well, so I'm hoping that these results are quite a bit better. We'll have to see though. Oh, it's looking like it's a lot better already. All right, let's check the results here. Okay, so not bad on the fake, honestly. The detail's a lot better on the real, but it didn't do a bad job. All right, now we're gonna check some indoor lighting right here. This is me just taking a little selfie. I ended up having to do the wait 10 seconds on the thing, which is kind of annoying, but that's okay. But we're going through the cameras on the front-facing cameras in just normal lighting, not outside lighting, so it's a little bit different. But these are the results that we end up getting. We also take a picture of this nice sign on the wall that says the slab. Let's check the front-facing camera. Whoa, washed out on the clone. And then for the next one, they look pretty similar, honestly, but the slab looks a little more blue on the original. All right, now going to the night mode. This one I'm very interested for. I want to see exactly how the clone can perform in kind of night setting. So we're going to do the iPhone first. We're going to just take a nice look at the mountain. It automatically enables that night sight with 3 seconds of exposure, where with the clone we have, well, it's having a hard time focusing, but no night sight. And well, we take a better look, and oof, the real iPhone is really killing it on this one. The fake one just looks like a starry night, but there's actually a mountain there, I promise you. And so here are the results. Wow. Big difference here. Then we get to go on to a selfie for both of the front-facing cameras, and the difference here, we'll see. Ready, set, go. Oh wow, the fake is quite a bit darker than the original. All right, moving on to the front-facing camera in the dark. It doesn't really look very dark in this camera, but it actually is decently dark outside. So we got our front-facing cameras right here. We got the iPhone 16 Pro Max, the real one, in my right hand, and on my left hand we have the fake one. And this is the kind of quality you can expect from the front-facing camera. I'm just walking down the street. There's a street light right here, so it's a little bit brighter right here. But I'll go over it by the dark. See my face getting just so dark on the fake. The real is still a little bit there, but it's really not very good. I have the rear-facing cameras on both the real iPhone and the fake one. And this is the kind of quality you can expect. We just got them both in my hand. Looked at the building right there. Wow, the real looks quite a bit better. We got the car right here. All right, now I have my studio lights on and we're taking some videos and some photos to see the differences we can get here. This is the front-facing camera, washed out as always on the fake. And here's the front-facing camera. Front-facing camera. The difference between the fake and the real. This is more in the light now. All right, one thing I want to look at is the actual function of the app. On the left, we have the real iPhone 16 Pro Max. On the left, we have the fake iPhone 16 Pro Max. We're on the home screen right here. They look both really similar, but we're going to click into the camera app. And I just want to show you the differences in the actual camera right here. So we both have the photo section. We do not have these upper parts on the fake, but we do have the little arrow. We'll click the arrow and we have some options down here. We have the timed option. We have the colors. We have live photo, HDR, where we have a lot more options on the real. We also do have the expanded photo mode. As you can see, one is a lot smoother than the other. Let's check out the video. They both do have video tabs. You cannot adjust what the resolution is on the fake, but you can on the real, and you can even do ProRes. And when you're on the back cam, you can adjust the cameras. Unfortunately, the fake, I'll show you right here, is all of the cameras are based on this one right here. So if I go right here and I block the bottom camera, I could cycle through it and it never gets blocked, right? It's all just the bottom. But if I go to the other camera, which is this one, same thing happens, cycles through, nothing happens. But if I cover the top camera, which is the only actual functioning camera, that is all that happens. So the only actual camera that works on the back of this phone is this top one. And we got our front facing camera right here. Whereas on the iPhone, obviously, If you switch, like this is the wide angle lens, the top one. Switch to the main, and then we switch, then this is the bottom one for the one-time zoom, right there. And then for the telephoto lens, we go to right here, which it sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't. It depends on the mode you're in, or the lighting. All of these cameras actually function, where the fake, they don't. Then you have cinematic mode, you have slow-mo, time-lapse, then you go back to the other side, you have portrait, spatial audio, spatial video, and then you have pano mode. For the fake, you have slow-mo, time-lapse, and the slow-mo really is just normal video. And then on the other side, you have square and pano. So decent amount of functions, and it looks really similar.